Good morning. It is 10:33 in the morning on Thursday, March 27th. Thought I'd give you guys a prep update. It's been about 3 weeks. I know a couple people has been saying, "Hey, where have you been? Give us an update." And so I thought I would do that really quick. And well, really quick. It'd probably take me about 10 minutes. But anyways, before I get into my prep update, I wanted to touch on the constructive criticism that, at times that our channel gets, and specifically me, as far as the quality of the videos, the filming, the editing, and how we put those together. And yes, I agree, they could be much better. And I'll admit the quality is not the highest, and we're pretty aware of that. But the fact for me personally is that it's all about the time, and it's not that I don't want to make these like high quality. It's just all about the time. I'm a family man, so I have to make sure I take care of my family, my fiance, my son, her daughter, my fiance's daughter. They come first, and they require my time and my attention, and rightfully so. And then after that, I spend a lot of time with my athletes, making sure they're well taken care of. And then after that, it definitely comes time to, like, outside family, as far as my dad and all that, and making sure my fiance's family, making sure we're spending time with them. Then after that, it's my training, my prep, and making sure I'm getting that in. So when I do make these videos, guys, it's basically, I wouldn't call it a rush job, but it's definitely, I put them together efficiently as I can. So basically, the film work that it takes to do in the gym, taking the camera down there, filming out all the sets and all that, and then filming like some of the clips I'll show from time to time about with my son, my family, and then just showing you a little bit of my personal side, my personal life. That stuff takes time. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and then putting it all together on the computer and editing it, splicing it all together, and then trying to like do dub overs with the audio. It takes time to try to match all that up. So all I'm asking, guys, is that you just kind of understand that and realize that my main goal is when I put a video out, is to try to help someone out there. If I could help someone out there with my experiences, that makes me happy. And it's all about the content and the information we're putting out. That's what's important for us, is that the quality of the information and content is up here. And if it means that our production quality is down here, then I mean, to me, that's what's more important, is the quality of the content. But it's not like we're not taking it into consideration. We'll do our best to improve. And guys, when I make a video, this is me. If I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm sad, I'm sad. Depressed, I'm depressed. It's real. Everything you're seeing from me is real. I do not put an act on. There's no show here. There's no, I'm not trying to gain views by putting on an act. It's just what you see is what you get. It's real, and my goal is to help someone out there through my experiences. Okay, with that said, let's get back to prep. So prep for me the last 3 weeks have been definitely challenging. There's been a lot of changes with training. I've had some changes with cardio. I've had changes with macros. A lot of revisions. As you guys know, Alberto's my head coach. Eric and Brad are my co-coaches. They want me to do more volume, more frequency, so that's what I've been doing. But I've been adjusting that to my life schedule, which has been a little bit rough. So the last 3 weeks, there's been a lot of back and forth with revisions. We finally got something I think that's going to work pretty well for now. So that's what's been going on. I'll touch on that more in future videos. I want to try to keep this one as short as possible. Cardio. I've started ramping cardio up. Basically, my cardio list on that recumbent bike over there. I'll kind of show you real quick. That recumbent bike, that's where I do all my cardio. I roll out of bed 5 o'clock in the morning, jump on that thing after a cup of coffee, get that in, and then my first meal is at about 8 in the morning. So, the cardio's done on a somewhat fasted state, just with a cup of coffee in me. And the reason I do that is because I don't like to eat first thing in the morning. I mean, trying to put something in my stomach right when I roll out of bed, I just feel like I'm throwing up. So eating a breakfast, an hour, hour and a half after I get done with cardio, I mean, I'm not going to wither away in that hour and a half. It's not like all of a sudden I'll lose muscle. So, but anyways, so cardio's been ramped up just because I'm inactive a lot. in this chair. So I definitely need to move more. So I've been doing some list cardio over there on that recumbent bike. Probably going to aim for 4 to 5, even 6 days a week doing that. In 2011, I did a shitload of cardio, and I came in my very best shape. Was 10 pounds heavier than I was in 2009. So I do not fear list cardio. Macros, I've lowered the fats down to 40. My carbs are anywhere between 275 300. My protein anywhere from 180 to 200. Usually how I gauge that is I'm not a big protein eater. I just don't enjoy eating a shitload of protein. So if I have my protein at 180, let's say today I'm at 180, I'll put my carbs at 300. If my protein is at 200, then I'll lower my carbs to 275, 280, somewhere in there. And then my refeeds, 40 to 50 fat, 500 carbs, 160, 180 protein, once per week. Been doing that. So basically that's kind of the revisions I've made the past 3 weeks. And I'll get into those details more in the next video. The one thing I want to touch on is, if you guys have never heard of it, or I'm not sure if it's ever been stated out there or whatever, but that tweener stage. And tweener stage in prep is like, you're probably like, what's tweener stage? Tweener stage is when you're in that stage of prep where you don't look good in clothes, you kind of look small, and you don't look good with your shirt off. You just look flat, you look smooth. It just looks like, have you even been dieting? It's not like you're fat, but it's not like you're cut either. You're just like that tweener stage, in between, tweener. And that's where I've been the past probably month. And it's been very demotivating, very frustrating to deal with. That, along with kind of life stresses I've been dealing with, trying to get prep and just my life schedule organized. It's been very stressful, and then add to the fact that my son was sick over the weekend. He had food poisoning, high fevers, couldn't go to the bathroom. He threw up once. Took him to the emergency room, 5 hours there, and then the next day he flared up with an eczema flare up because of the stress of food poisoning. So another 2-hour emergency room. But he's better now, which is good, thank goodness. But yeah, just the stress of that, trying to get everything going as far as my schedule and all that, and then add to the fact that, prep to me just seemed like, I was ready to say the F word, but anyways, it was like shit. I don't look good in clothes as far as my size. I don't look good without a shirt off because I just don't look cut or anything. So it was very demotivating. But finally, this week, I finally broke through that, and I knew it would come, but it's just so hard to go through that. And I went through that in 2011 as well. There was a month period where it was that same tweener stage. And I remember I almost quit my prep in 2011 because I thought, like, just not making progress, and I just look like shit, and I don't want to do this anymore. And we've actually dealt with athletes where they've actually dropped out of prep because of that tweener stage, and they just didn't stick through it and persevere through it. And that's what I did this time. And finally, it was on Tuesday where I took a photo of like my side leg shot, and I was like, oh wow, there it is. It was like, I actually can see my glutes now, whereas before I couldn't even see it. So it was like, that was so motivating. It's like, I was like an aha moment. I finally got out of that tweener stage. Now I could see all my hard work is finally coming to fruition, and everything's materializing. And it's like, it's reassurance to know that, okay, all of my hard work that I've been doing, the good days, the bad days, the average days, everything I've been doing up to that point, finally, it's like reassurance. It's been working. So I know if I just keep doing that, I'm going to go get to where I want to go. And, so if you guys or anyone out there who's feeling like you're not, like you could be better, you just have to keep plugging away and chipping away, because you will get through that. But anyways, I sent a text to both Alberto and Brad, and I wish I could send one to Eric as well, but he's in New Zealand, so it makes it hard. But yeah, I put the side leg shot is actually right here, and that's what I sent to them. And I put, when you're having a bad day, all of a sudden the sun decides to come up on the horizon, which was my glutes. I'm better than I was yesterday, pressing forward. And basically, it was like yes, and Alberto's response, of course, was pinche hammies. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but kind of in a nutshell, effing hammies. But yeah, it was just one of those moments, aha moments, where like, yes, now keep pressing forward. And every Monday I do a check-in as far as my reports to Alberto and the guys, as far as house prep and all that. And what was really glooming over my head because of this tweener stage and not seeing myself where I would like to be was that I know in the back of my head I had this dark cloud, with the dates June 28th, July 12th. Those are June 28th is the guest posing, and July 12th is my target for a show. And in being in that tweener stage, and then just realizing, oh shit, those dates are just right there. It was like this dark cloud over me, and you know it's kind of funny. And basically, Berto's like, dude, stay in the moment, enjoy the process. Stay in the moment, enjoy the process. And what's funny is I tell that to my athletes all the time, but for me, I kind of just lost sight of it. And I think, all of the stresses I've been dealing with the last 3 weeks, I kind of just forgot about, what I should be doing, what I should be focusing on. And it was Monday night. I remember just laying in bed and I'm like, you know what? I'm creating the stressful environment myself by being stressed. All that stress does is make you more stressed. So I was like, you know what? It's the way I'm looking at this. I'm looking at everything as glass half empty instead of a glass half full. So, I just kind of remind myself, took what Alberto said, reminded myself and said, you know what? Just keep doing the work. It's going to happen. Just keep doing the work. And yes, and finally, the work is paying off, and I'm going to keep pressing forward. But, anyways, guys, that's it, dude. I mean, this is basically just a long ass rant. And my next update, I'll be a little bit more, I guess, show you guys what I eat and my training and all that good stuff. But yeah, this is kind of more of just what's been going on inside my head the last 3 weeks. So hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much. I'm gonna leave you guys with a picture of my son who he loves Oreos, and this is the way I love to see him and not sick. So this just brings a lot of joy to me. And then I'm also going to leave you guys with what I kind of currently looking like, and I'm very excited to see because I can now see just how much size I have and I have put on, and now I just want to see myself get that conditioning, and that's what the goal is, to get that conditioning and to have a great season. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for listening to me rant, and we'll talk soon.